Hi everyone, wishing you well after the fast. It was a momentous moment we had this afternoon where the whole world literally recited the Kriyat Shema, the Shema Tefillah. It was many of the senior politicians of Israel, many of the celebrity figures called for this. A lot of the parents of the hostages took part of it. It was really for the safety of Am Yisrael and everything else. And Bezrat Hashem, I will drink to unity in Israel. I'll drink for return of the hostages ASAP, and for Bezrat Hashem, the rebuilding of the third Bet HaMikdash. And I'll drink to also all these fantastic videos we're doing. So much positive feedback. And Bezrat Hashem, we'll go from strength to strength and keep learning and sharing Bezrat Hashem good novel Torah thoughts together and everything else. I'll just say a bracha before we will start this video. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Mecholam Shakol Niyeh B'Dvaro. I'm enjoying my last bit of this also, friends, as I think they're pulling the hechsher away from this thing, so I'm not too sure if they've done it yet or not, so I can enjoy a few more bitter mints of these chocolates. So friends, where are we? Where are we holding today? We are on page 23. It's Chaf Gimel, naturally, of Masechet Bava Metzia already. So naturally, this is a 22nd installment, because we always start from Daf Bet at the beginning. If you recollect, if you watch back the history, you will see that I did it when I was did a day trip to Jerusalem. So we're going to see inside the Mishnah in today's Daf. There's a quote that actually says, inside the quote, it actually states inside the Mishnah, this in Amud Bet, you must not return it until you inquire of the claimant to determine that he is not a swindler. So it could be you found, let's say, a lost object somewhere. Let's say, hypothetically, this whiskey. Let's pretend it's a very expensive whiskey. And someone comes and he says, I want it. Would you just give it to him like that or not? So the answer is you do your due diligence beforehand. You don't just give him the thing which he's claiming straight away. You have to ask questions. He needs to provide simanim. He might have to provide circumstances to where it might have been. What was the exact location? Was there a siman on the item which he's trying to claim to get? Let's assume it's a wallet over here. What color was the purse, the wallet over here? It's got to answer. Was there any stains on the wallet? Let's just say, how much money was inside there? What identification cards? We ask. We don't just give straight away. One has to do their due diligence when they do find something. I think I was learning with a chavruta one time. It was, I think in the year 2015, I remember it was 2014, we're talking about nearly 10 years ago. I was with my chavruta, he found something in the car park somewhere, and someone came with specific signs, and saying that this is his, this and that. I think he even asked his rabbi, and the rabbi said, it's not sufficient. He needs to provide you with more details and stuff like that. So sometimes just to give the claimant, the person that's asking, and saying, yeah, this is mine, it's irresponsible if you don't ask all the questions, you don't cross-examine, you don't obviously use your common sense at the same time, but at the same time, one has got to do their proper due diligence and due research on the matter. And when it comes to items, there's Yetzirah people will have. People could rationalize that maybe this is mine. People could say, oh, it's an opportunity. They might have a Yetzirah and say, no one's claiming it, I'll take it, I'll make things up. But no. Due diligence is always needed, because everyone will have that challenge over there, because they say something is potentially up for grabs. They will try and swindle it over here. And that's what the Talmud, the Gemara, is speaking against in today's page over here, where we want to reduce the amount of swindlers there are. We want to cut it out over here. We want to make sure no one will swindle. And the only way we can do that is by getting all the simanim, that we find something, cross-examine, ask, find out, and then if you're happy with the evidence that they've given, then at that stage in time you can pass on that specific item after that. So that's it. It's called hashavat beidah. It's returning a lost object. It's actually a mitzvah inside the Torah to return a lost object. But at the same time, while there is that mitzvah to do that, one has got to make sure they've done all the protocols to make sure that it is their actual object, the person that is claiming it, and they're not trying to swindle it. So, Bezrat Hashem, I'll leave you all with the L'chaim, Bezrat Hashem. Hopefully good things here in Am Yisrael, and happy Purim to everybody. Naturally, the fast of Esther was this current day over here, wherever someone is based at the moment. But it really was meant to be on Shabbat, because that would have been Yud Gimel Adar, and then following the Megillah reading, we would have done the Megillah reading on Yud Dalet Adar. But because it falls on the Yud Gimel Adar will actually fall on Shabbat itself, so we had a dilemma. So you can't do it. You can't do the Megillah on the Saturday night. You can't. I mean, you can do the Megillah on Saturday night, but you can't do the fast on Shabbat itself. So can you do it on Friday? No, you can't, seemingly. So now it's been pushed forward till Thursday. I had this similar problem, similar issue. I think my son was born nearly 12 years ago in Bnei Brak, in Israel, ultra-Orthodox city. And he was very yellow. I think the bilirubin count was high, and that would have been on, he was born on a Wednesday, and Brit Milah would have been the next Wednesday. But because of the high count, we realized that Wednesday it's not going to be possible. So then we pushed it off. We couldn't do it on the Thursday also because of customs in different communities. Some communities would say that if you do it the next day on the Thursday, say hypothetically, the yellowness would have been fine, then it would have been on the Thursday. But say assuming it would have been fine, the bilirubin count, we would have done it on the Thursday. But there's, according to many communities also, then you have to push it up till the next Sunday, a few days later. Because I think the reason was because if you've got a realm, a circumference of 3 days before Shabbat comes in, you don't want to, if the baby, let's just say in that case, would need a medical treatment and stuff like that, you don't want to put them in that situation where they will have to get that thing. So we had to push it off to the Sunday. I actually remember, I think it was on Rosh Chodesh Iyar we're talking about back in 2012, so a long time ago. So a similar case with the dates with the fast over here. So I'm wishing you all a meaningful day and everything else. If someone's still fasting out there, please have a meaningful fast, and Be'ezrat Hashem, we'll see good things for Am Yisrael.